Time Check, brought to you by BioStrath Immune with added zinc. Distributed by H&J Enterprises Limited.
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Kijan Hay.
I'm Jovan Ravello with sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Making the news tonight, PNM political leader says it's not her job to investigate allegations of criminal wrongdoing in San Fernando East, telling those with evidence to take it to the police.
2 MTS directors are out, but Line Minister Barry Padarat says they did not simply walk away.
Marvin Gonzalez calls for WASA board and line minister to be fired over what he says was a massive increase in plumbing inspectorate fees.
In sport, Trinbago Knight Riders' slide continues as St. Lucia Kings spoil the party at the Queen's Park Oval.
We now have Tropical Storm Dolly in the Atlantic, but is it a threat to Trinidad and Tobago? I'll show you where it's headed and what we can expect here at home.
The PNM political leader says there are no plans to expel San Fernando East MP Brian Manning from the party over his public allegations of corruption and criminality within the constituency.
Speaking publicly on the controversy for the first time today, Penelope Beckles defended the process put in place after Manning raised concerns about his constituency executive. Manning publicly alleged corrupt and criminal elements within the constituency and questioned whether Beckles was unwilling or unable to deal with them. But when asked today about her responsibility as political leader to act on the allegations, Beckles said Manning should take any evidence directly to the police, insisting it is not her role to investigate the claims.
But don't put the onus on me at all. Don't put the onus on me, because I am not the Attorney General. I am not the Minister of Homeland Security. I am not the Minister of Defense. I am not the Commissioner of Police. And they know the powers they have to investigate. You have your powers to investigate. You see something shocking, go and do your investigation. Don't put no onus on me.
Beckles says she met with Manning on Tuesday and spoke with him again this morning, but she remains firm the party's process must be followed. Beckles added that she has no evidence that Alexis owns $1 million property in Florida. Meanwhile, amid talk of discontent and more resignations from her party, Beckles said some of those leaving the PNM will eventually return. She also refused to be drawn into what she called bacchanal and rumors.
You see the thing about bacchanal and rumors? I am staying very far from it. I have work to do. There are too many people who are unemployed. There are too many people who cannot buy school books and uniform for their children. And there are too many things that this government is getting away with. So you see the bacchanal, the rumors and whoever rumoring and rumor mongering, let them rumor mongering. I have, as a leader of the opposition, I have a lot of work to do, and I'm sticking to the work that I have to do.
Meanwhile, Beckles said Brian Manning's mother, Hazel Manning, has every right to offer herself for the chairmanship of the San Fernando East constituency.
And Brian Manning says the San Fernando East constituency is turning the page following talks with the PNM political leader. Manning spoke with CNC3 News today while distributing supplies to about 50 primary and secondary school students in his constituency. He again described his meeting with Beckles as cordial. According to Manning, the next step is verifying party groups before annual general meetings are held and a new executive is elected. He expects that election could take place before the end of September.
The way forward is, as I said, it's a new day. In San Fernando East, we're working towards the verification committee to deal with the various party groups to see which ones are legitimate, which ones are not. From there, we go to our AGMs in the various party groups, and then after that, we have our constituency election where we elect a new executive for San Fernando East.
And with his mother in the race, he's already predicting a decisive result.
It's going to be an overwhelming victory for Mrs. Hazel Manning and the team, which is being called Team Integrity. That is what the constituents of this constituency demand, and that is what they're going to get from this MP and from the new executive.
The constituency must now complete the verification process and annual general meetings before members elect a new executive.
Now to this. Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath has removed 2 directors from the board of the National Maintenance, Training and Security Company on the basis that they were not fulfilling their mandate. Mitchell Ramcharan and Terry Ram, who were appointed to the MTS board in June last year, were removed by Padarath last week. While initial information indicated that the 2 men had resigned, Padarath told CNC3 News he removed them first, and they subsequently submitted resignations. The minister said their professional work schedules conflicted with the demands of the organization, and that despite being qualified and experienced, they did not demonstrate the level of commitment required. Padarath said he will continue to address directors' inability to perform their duties while they are receiving stipends from the state. Ram declined to comment on the minister's explanation, saying only that he would respect the minister's account. Ramcharan could not be reached for comment. And in less than 14 months, 67 individuals on state boards or in public offices have either left their positions, been fired, or been placed on administrative leave.
Former Finance Minister Com Imbert says extending recent wage increases across the state sector could leave government facing a back pay bill of more than $25 billion. Imbert made the claim at a news conference today, where he estimated that applying a 10% wage increase across the wider state sector could add about $1.5 billion a year to recurrent expenditure. He said the 10% increase for daily rated workers alone would increase the annual wage bill by roughly $252 million and create a back pay liability of $2.6 billion. Imbert also warned that local government corporations are being asked to begin paying the highest salaries from September, despite what he described as ongoing financial constraints.
They have now instructed the local government corporations, who are the primary employers of daily rated workers in Trinidad and Tobago, to start paying the new salaries, but they have no money. It wasn't included in the mid-year review. It wasn't included in the original budget. But they've instructed them to pay it by September so that the Minister of Finance could come in the budget in October or end of September, whenever he's coming, and say, we started to pay the new salaries to daily rated workers.
Imbert also challenged the Central Statistical Office's labor figures that claimed that 22,000 CPEP, URP and reforestation workers lost their jobs in 2025.
With more than 1,000 Tobagonians now out of work, some are warning that rising youth unemployment could push more people toward crime. Chief Secretary Foley Augustine confirmed yesterday that the Tobago House of Assembly's 10-on, 10-off program has been terminated, resulting in the release of over 1,000 workers. However, Augustine said nearly 700 of those workers could transition into permanent positions once a vacancy list is finalized. Some workers remain skeptical, fearing the jobs could go to people with political connections. One Tobagonian is now calling on the THA to provide training and support for affected workers before they become vulnerable to criminal activity. Meanwhile, PNM Tobago leader Shamfa Kujol Lewis claims the program was used to win support ahead of the election.
We in the PNM caution Tobagonians that this is something short-term. This is just to butter them up in the usual UNT fashion. They tell you what you want to hear, bring you on some sort of short-term arrangement, and then after they get what they want, which is power and office, they forget about you.
Meanwhile, one permanent worker condemned the discontinuation of the program, complaining the division is already understaffed.
Hire workers. Even if they want to bring them back 10 on, 10 off, which I find that 10 on, 10 off doesn't make no sense. Bring on people to work because people resigning and nothing happening.
Augustine has established a committee to compile a public infrastructure vacancy listing and is eyeing the start of the new fiscal year for the Assembly to begin filling vacancies.
Well, on the back of that story, today we asked, do you agree with the THA's decision to end the 10-on, 10-off worker program?
Here's what some of you had to say.
Well, if they cancel the 10-off and the 10-on program, how the average man is going to survive? There will be a lot of sufferation, and I don't think that should be find some way of giving people jobs so that the young people can get off the streets.
It's a good idea. More people get permanent jobs instead of on and off. So probably it's a good thing.
Choose the good working ones on them, turn them permanent. The set of them who work in 3 and 4 days for the 10 days. You get rid of them and you hire some fresh bats because there are plenty of them can't work, you know. They want to work and they can't work, you know. Some of them can't stand up for hours and are working, you know, they're ready to go home, you know.
No, they can't really just end it like that. They have to put things in place. Now, I have little confidence in Farley. You have to put things in place because these youths, when you let them go, they go either sell drugs or rob the hard-working people.
Cancelling the 10 off and 10 on program will be a disaster in Tobago. Right now in Tobago, if we have 10 cows and only 3 giving milk, what would happen to the other 7 that is not giving milk? All will starve and all will die.
Still to come in the news, government to strengthen its fight against online child sexual exploitation with technology aimed at tracking those involved.
The National Revitalization Program is yet to break ground despite promises that some projects would begin this month. We'll tell you what the Works Minister has to say.
Coming up in sports, Spartans draw first blood in North Zone Under-17 Final Series versus Maloney Pacers.
We finally said yes to onion rings. Now it's your turn to say yes to the new KFC onion ring chicken sandwich for $34.95 or get a regular side of rings for just $15. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Former Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez claims some WASA customers are now facing fee increases of up to 700%. Gonzalez is calling for the dismissal of WASA's line minister Barry Padarath, its board and executive management over what he says was a massive hike in plumbing inspectorate fees. Gonzalez accused WASA of imposing the increases without properly informing customers. He claimed the new rates took effect on July 1st and that many customers only discovered the higher charges when they visited WASA offices to make payments. According to Gonzalez, some of the steepest increases include residential fees rising from $150 to $1,200.
The management of WASA increased those fees, in some cases by 100%, in other cases by 200%, up to 700%, effective July the 1st, 2026. And guess what? They did not inform the stakeholders and they did not inform the national community.
However, Minister Padarath defended the new fees, telling CNC3 News that WASA had not adjusted the rates since the 1980s and had been absorbing the cost. He said the charges are one-time payments and now better reflect the cost of providing the service. The minister says there's no secrecy in handling the matter, as a revised fee structure appears on the forms as of July 2026.
This was a decision that was taken earlier this year, I think in around the end of May, by the management and recommended to the board, to which the board has agreed. This is a one-time payment, and these payments in terms of the rates have not been reviewed since the 1980s, and therefore WASA has had to carry this cost. So therefore they have done a review of these rates, but as I said, it is a one-time payment with respect to the plumbing inspectorate, and it is in keeping with rates that are current with the expenditure that is associated with this type of activity.
In response to calls for him to be removed, Padarath says Gonzalez must stop behaving like a, quote, bacchanalist.
With parents racing to buy books, uniforms, and other school supplies, the first payments under the government's book grant are expected to come just 5 days before children return to the classroom. The Ministry of Education says payments to successful applicants are expected to begin by September 2nd, with schools reopening on September 7th. The ministry says the initial review of the almost 46,000 applications has been completed, with final verification checks now underway. Priority will be given to unemployed applicants, followed by low-income households, families with multiple dependents, applicants with children with special needs, and people receiving government assistance. Most eligible students will receive $1,000, while students entering Form 2 will receive $500. Parents and guardians can continue to track their applications online through the ministry's online portal. Chief Secretary Fowler Augustin has admonished the Education Division for the late start to school repairs. At a media conference on Wednesday, Augustin revealed that $13.7 million was released for the repair works. He added that Education Secretary Orlando Kerr has been directed to conduct an island-wide tour of schools alongside tutor. Despite the setback, Augustin says he has been informed that all schools will reopen on time.
I have to hold the Secretary of Education responsible. He has to hold the administrator responsible. The administrator has to hold the workers responsible. And I have to come to you on account, including taking the blame and saying, look, it did not happen, although it has nothing to do with me, although I has no authority in law. For example, where procurement is concerned, I am the face of the Tobago Assembly by virtue of asking to be your Chief Secretary.
Augustin added that procurement bureaucracy is being cited by several divisions for an inability to deliver. He said a review of performances will soon take place.
I don't believe that one should attempt to save face and not fix what's not working just to prove what. I don't know. If something's not working, we'll certainly fix it.
Augustin believes a fully digitized assembly would strengthen oversight and permit timely interventions when required.
Government is preparing to bring new technology into the fight against child pornography, with Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander warning that people viewing and sharing material involving children could soon be identified and tracked, calling the practice a sickening act. The minister questioned whether adults involved in child pornography can be trusted around children. He was responding to a recent newspaper report which delved into the prevalence and stalled police response to child porn in TNT. At a National Youth Forum in Couva today, Alexander said specialized equipment will be acquired to help law enforcement detect offenders.
It's not just always about the guns, it's about behaviors too, of grown men, adult persons and adult women, and we need to address that. And we thought it important at this time to do that.
Alexander also used the forum to urge youth to reject gangs and criminal activity, warning that crime can end with incarceration or death. He cautioned against allowing social media and gang leaders to influence their decisions. The minister said the forum was created to give young people a direct voice with government officials and law enforcement. Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlatt says bullying and vaping remain major concerns in schools across the country.
Addressing a National Youth Forum in Couva, Dr. Dowlatt said the ministry's 2024 climate survey identified both behaviors as distractions from students' education and development. He also called on adults to understand the young people's language and culture to communicate effectively.
For those who are parents, when the peer pressure increases, the pressure of the parents decreases. And recently, I saw this study from Harvard University where they said that young people stop listening to the parents by the age 13. And they pay attention more to their friends.
He wants students to choose their friends wisely, given the growing influence of peers and social media, and he encouraged them to speak out constructively against injustice. The government's massive revitalization blueprint remains in the procurement stage despite earlier plans for some projects to break ground this month. Works and Infrastructure Minister Geraldine John confirmed the status to CNC3 News, saying the process is ongoing and has achieved significant milestones. The blueprint was unveiled by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar last November, with the government indicating that the first projects could get underway by August 2026. However, in July, Minister John said the program was in the second stage of the request for proposals process, with contract awards now being targeted for September or October. The initiative has since expanded to about 120 projects, with the government projecting that it could generate some 72,000 jobs at its peak. The plans include major developments in Port of Spain, San Fernando, Galeota, and Invaders Bay, as well as an overhaul of the country's prison infrastructure. Minister John says she will provide another update on the program in 2 weeks.
As this country looks to strengthen economic growth and diversify beyond its traditional sectors, the Bureau of Standards says innovation must become a key driver of competitiveness. And
closer collaboration between the government and the financial sector was the focus of a recent meeting between Scotiabank executives and the finance minister.
More from Geisha Kalesa Alonso.
Innovation must become a core business strategy across Trinidad and Tobago rather than an occasional project or marketing slogan if the country is to achieve genuine economic diversification and a long-term competitiveness. This is a call from Acting Executive Director of the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards, Colleen Lewis.
Innovation cannot remain an occasional project or slogan. It must become a repeatable organizational capability, one that helps businesses respond to change, improve productivity, enter new markets, and create products and services that people can trust. This is where standards have an important role to play.
She further emphasizes that building a resilient economy requires embedding quality infrastructure and continuous research into the everyday operations of both public and private sectors. Matique Nichols, Vice President of Innovation and Corporate Agility at Phoenix Park Gas Processors, also advises that having well-trained leaders is also a critical part in innovation.
You have to believe that training your leaders well is going to bring a good result. You have to believe that innovation is going to bring a result before you actually do anything, because it's going to be tested. Because you're going to face something might not work, and you're going to be saying, somebody will be saying, you see, we spend all this money, nothing. You have to believe that innovation is a worthwhile project.
They were speaking at an innovation management seminar which took place earlier this week. In other business news, Scotiabank wants to deepen its support for Trinidad and Tobago's economic development, following talks with Finance Minister Javindranath Tanku. In a statement, Scotiabank explains discussions focused on opportunities to strengthen investment and economic confidence while reaffirming the bank's long-standing commitment. Country head of the Dominican Republic and the Caribbean for Scotiabank, Jabbar Singh, further notes that discussions with Minister Tanku reinforced the importance of continued collaboration between government and the financial sector to support investment and create opportunities for the future. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Kalesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
Okay, still to come in the news. For years, Moruga residents say devastating fires have destroyed homes and claimed lives. Now, consideration of a fire station is bringing new hope to the community.
Drier air helps settle things down tonight with heat ramping up tomorrow. I've got more after the break.
Break out of the ordinary with Answer Bank and enjoy faster returns. With Answer Bank savings accounts, you earn interest monthly and keep what's yours. Pay no monthly maintenance fees, no point of sale fees, no ATM fees, and no digital transfer fees. Switch to a new way of banking.
has
is the back-to-school shoe brands you trust. See all the new Infinity Premium back-to-school styles from only $220. Also, top quality Fila sneakers from $350. Puma school sneakers from $399. Also, new Adidas from $399. Plus 4 pairs of free selected Apex socks with each purchase. Only at Detour.
My man, Andre.
Good night, Anthony.
7 years with the company, and we couldn't do it without Antoine.
Happy birthday, dear Alejandro. Happy birthday to you.
Who's Angelo?
We're like coworkers who don't forget your name.
I'm Angelo.
CG United. Good like that.
Need to open a bank account? There's no time to make the drive to stand in line. Get ready. Opening an account with Republic On Board is easy from anywhere at any time, even while waiting for a food order. So you don't have to skip lunch. Republic On Board. Fast, easy, secure. Visit www.republiconboard.com to open your account today.
Discover your favorite treat with Casey Candy Gummies. Sweet or sour, dive into a wave of fun shapes and flavors. Our halal gummies are made with fruit juices, and every bite is packed with fun, chewiness, and pure deliciousness. Perfect for an everyday snack, birthday parties, or lunch boxes. Make your snack time irresistible. And enjoy your day with Casey Gummies.
A lot can change in 75 years. Ideas can grow, landscapes can change, culture can flourish. So can a people. For over 75 years, Jimmy Abood has proudly added to the tapestry of Trinidad and Tobago, providing the material that sets us apart and brings people together. Come on in and celebrate with us as we surpass 75 years as the fabric of a nation, serving generations.
The biggest party in sport is on. The Trinbago Night Riders face off the Barbados Tridents this Friday, August 28th, in a massive Republic Bank CPL T20 clash. Join us from 7:30 p.m. for the live pre-show. Then catch every boundary, wicket, and thrilling moments live and exclusive on CNC3 and CNC3Live.com from 8 p.m. This year.
All right, welcome back to a lot happening in the skies and in the Atlantic.
That's right. A reason to look up tonight between 9:30 and about 2 in the morning. I'll tell you about that shortly. And of course, looking wider into the Atlantic, where we now have our fourth named tropical storm of the Atlantic hurricane season, Tropical Storm Dolly. So we're going to kick things off with that this evening in our forecast. In our Tropical Pulse this evening, we're going to run through these because we need to pay attention here. Where Tropical Storm Dolly is concerned, this system is well away from the island chain. What you need to factor in is that over this weekend, it is likely to remain at tropical storm strength and then push well into the northern portion of the island chain. So if you have friends and family members, you may want to give them a call and see how they're faring and preparing for the conditions ahead, because we're looking at the northern portion of the Lesser Antilles pushing through Puerto Rico and moving over into the Bahamas by early next week, and this is about midweek of next week. What's likely to happen is that these areas have been really looking forward to rainfall and rain shower activity, and they are going to get that, but anywhere between 1 and 4 inches of rain in areas that are seeing near drought and drought-like conditions could have big impacts, especially for those who are really in need of that rain shower activity. So we're continuing to monitor this particular system where it's going to go, what it's going to do, the big thing to take away here is that it is not a direct threat at all to Trinidad and Tobago. No watches, no warnings in effect at this time for us, and that means that we're kind of in the clear, but not really. If you have a marine interest, it could get quite choppy for us over the weekend into early next week, and we'll be monitoring that for you in the forecast. But closer to home, what we have is really generally fairer conditions into this evening. We're looking out for clearer skies as the evening progresses. It's a little bit on the cloudy side, a little bit of dust haze mixing in there as well. Is it good enough for you to see that partial lunar eclipse this evening, kicking off from 9:30? Maybe it is in some areas. In other areas, you could get a quick passing shower, like in parts of Tobago later tonight. So take note and pay attention. It is going to be a bit on the warm side as well, so be mindful of that if you are heading out there to catch a glimpse of the moon. Into tomorrow's forecast we go, and it's early morning showery activity clearing out, but with light winds and daytime heating, don't be surprised if we get a heavy downpour popping up at times, even an isolated thunderstorm in the forecast, which will clear out as the day progresses and temperatures are warming up. But again, it's going to be just right as we head into cricket tomorrow evening as well. If you're heading offshore, winds here are light at this time, seas are slight to moderate, and we're not seeing a big change in the general forecast because spring tide, the big player here, is still very much in effect, and that's where you need to exercise extra caution. So again, if you're heading out, be mindful of what's happening. For tomorrow, still have the umbrella on hand and a bottle of water, but for tonight, get outside between 9:30 and around 2 in the morning. See that big bright moon just as it turns reddish coppery, and look for that. Take a shot and send it to us.
Yeah, look for those blurry photos that everybody tries to take with their phones. It's
we'll
never
accept those too.
It's never as good as with tries.
Yeah. It's good to experience it both ways.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Sigoni. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Everybody stop! The Bright Ideas Java Fest sale is on, and the savings are massive. In the kitchen, get 6-piece glassware sets for just $30. Plus specials on mugs, bowls, frying pans, pots, marionettes, and complete cookware sets. Refresh your bathroom with a 14-piece bathroom set for only $85. 5 towels for just $100. Plus deals on bathroom mats and accessories. So give your home a fresh new look with artificial plants, decorative pots, beautiful decor, and blackout curtains from just $99. And don't miss the big savings on TVs, major appliances, and more. Kitchen, bathroom, decor, electronics. The Bright Ideas Java Fest sale is on now. So don't wait for the good deals to be gone. Shop smart, save big with Bright Ideas.
You're heavy. Not your body, your future. Let me help you carry it.
How?
We start investing with First Line together.
Love is sweet. Financial planning is sweeter. Start building your financial future together with First Line Securities, helping Trinidad and Tobago invest for over 2 decades. Invest with us. Go to firstlinesecurities.com to begin investing today.
Every day, we're expected to show up for each other, for ourselves. What people don't see is everything that keeps us going. Because staying in the game isn't about one big moment. It's about showing up again and again and again.
Some moments change everything. Your family's first memories. Comfort isn't just about temperature, it's about feeling your best. Whether you're celebrating the big win or making unforgettable memories, the moments that matter deserve comfort you can trust. That's why thousands choose McQuay by Daikin. And now, every purchase of a McQuay air conditioner helps make a difference. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. Visit your nearest Coolmax or Supercool Limited branch or request McQuay from your trusted AC technician.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
It's back to school! Save savings time at Passad's The Food King. Stock up and save big on. Get 4 packs of Swiss spaghetti or macaroni, 400 grams, just $20. Swiss peanut butter, 235 grams, 2 jars, only $20. Erin Farm chicken bologna, 150 grams, 3 packs for only $20. Guiltless yogurt yum, 120 grams, 4 tubs for just $20. Kraft mac and cheese dinner, 5.5 ounces, 2 boxes, just $20. Fresh Harvest baked bean and tomato sauce, 3 tins, now $20. 8 Gala apple snacks for just $20. Blue Sea tuna flakes in water or oil, 140 grams, 3 cans, just $16.99. Oasis water, 330 ml, just $14.99 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Passad's The Food King. They'll end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Passad, quality value, that's our way. The real Passad's, we're here to stay. The Food King Passad's.
Break out of the ordinary with Answer Bank and enjoy faster returns. With Answer Bank savings accounts, you earn interest monthly and keep what's yours. Pay no monthly maintenance fees, no point of sale fees, no ATM fees, and no digital transfer fees. Switch to a new way of banking.
Welcome back. Moruga residents say government's consideration of putting a fire station in the community has brought a sense of relief.
They say fires have ravaged the community, leaving some homeless and even claiming lives. Che Tika Singh and Sasha Wilson spoke with residents who say having a station nearby isn't just about convenience, it's about getting help when they need it the most.
So Moruga, you're up next.
Those few words from Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander during the opening of the Princestown Fire Station on Wednesday have brought hope to Moruga residents that a fire station could finally be coming to the community. For them, it's a matter of life and death.
Because they will be closer and they will try faster. Probably I could have saved she.
74-year-old Basti resident Rup Isahak lost his wife and his home in a fire in 2024. Today, he sleeps in his car.
2 years now I'm homeless. All my clothes in the car.
And there are many other heartbreaking stories. Heidi McIntyre, who is visually impaired, lost her entire home to fire in 2019.
The fire started around 7, and by 10 we were still waiting to get assistance.
Moruga is about 28 kilometers from the Princestown Fire Station, a distance residents say can make all the difference when seconds count.
Not only for fire, but sometimes we do have accident, and it's a cause for the fire people to be there, and if they are that far away, the person could die.
It's something that is needed in the area because we had numerous fires that took place nearby, and if we had it, it could have saved the lives of those that lost their lives.
We need a station there. If we grant him where they want it to put it, according to we. Because everybody, all Mara call grant him all about all to the place. Go get opportunity now.
While the minister says the proposal is still in its early stages, residents are hoping it will soon become a reality. Sasha Wilson, CNC3 News.
All right, well, sports is up next, and One Night Rider is keeping the faith, Jovan.
That's right, Ria. Despite a sluggish start by TKR to the 2026 CPL, batsman Colin Monroe says all is not lost, but admits there's some work to do. And Gianni Infantino may soon have his day in court. Find out who has him in the crosshairs when sport returns after this break.
What if Christmas didn't have to cost so much? What if for one moment you could buy the decor you love for a fraction of what you pay later? For a limited time, the Bright Ideas Christmas in July sale has been extended. That means a massive 75% off all Christmas decor. Trees, ornaments, wreaths, ribbons, garlands. Everything you need to create the Christmas you've always imagined. Because by the time Christmas arrives, these prices will be gone. And many of these items will be too. So don't wait until December to wish you had. To save now. Choose now. Bring home more for less. Only at Bright Ideas.
And so I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. Always consider Tatil is always right here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Cuts and scrapes happen at any time and place. And for many kids, cleaning the wound is the part they dread most. With Neil Cleanse Wound Wash Antiseptic Spray, you get gentle cleansing and antiseptic protection without the burning or stinging. Its antiseptic sterile saline formula helps cleanse minor cuts, wounds, and scrapes while remaining gentle on sensitive skin, so they can get back to what matters most. Neil Med Neil Cleanse Wound Wash Antiseptic. First aid cleansing with comfort you can trust. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
The best eyewear this summer is at Seaview Optical. Buy one complete clear single vision glasses for $499. Get the second pair free. Or get progressive transitions with designer frames for only $1,399. The best in luxury eyewear. All exclusively available at Seaview Optical.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR match live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in Trinidad and Tobago, driven by two silent threats, diabetes and high cholesterol. But now there's a powerful ally, introducing Berberine Plus by Asia Nutrition, clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar and keep cholesterol levels in check. With 99.9% pure extract, you get superior absorption and real results. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus. Your heart deserves better.
It's Jay's exclusive 4-day independence sale. Get 33% off everything store-wide, all stores and online. 4 days only. Don't miss it. Jay's exclusive big 4-day independence sale. Jay's, Princestown, San Fernando, Rio Cloud, Gasparilla Mall, and M6 Plaza Shibwanas, your low price headquarters, Jay's.
Welcome back. 3 wickets and 1 over derailed Trinbago Knight Riders' pursuit of 212 against the St. Lucia Kings last evening at the Queen's Park Oval. As Ian Wason tells us, former TKR batsman Tim Seifert orchestrated the win for the Kings, who went to the top of the CPL table with their 4th win of the tournament.
Cricket highlights brought to you by JMMB. It's banking for Rio.
When Tim Seifert hit the first ball of the innings for 4, it was a sign of things to come after they were asked to bat. Kings opener Kamel Puran had the Oval crowd conflicted on whether to back him for his Trinbagonian roots, or not to back him as he dismantled the home team's bowlers. Puran got to 25 before Uthman Tariq struck with a score on 60.
Big swing. The first Republic Bank maximum of this innings.
Meanwhile, Seifert continued to be severe against the team he once played for, reaching 50 in style. He and John Campbell put on a further 75 runs for the second wicket. Campbell hit 5 boundaries on his way to 27 before he fell to Sunil Narayan at 135 for 2.
Full toss. Pumped.
The momentum hardly wavered once Charit Asalanka arrived, forming another 50-plus partnership with Seifert. Asalanka made 33 runs from 21 balls but was out with the Kings on 186. Kieran Pollard perhaps too late into the attack. Seifert raised his 100 with a single, the first of any batter this season, with a bounce-like shadow to celebrate. He carried his bat through the innings to end on 105 while the Kings closed on 211 for 4. Chasing such an improbable target, Colin Monroe and Sunil Narayan led the way, guiding the reigning champions through the power play. And disaster struck in the 8th over with Chase getting Narayan for 25. Matthew Britsky then popped an easy return catch to the Kings captain for a first ball duck. And 2 balls later, Nicholas Puran was also heading back without scoring, 3 for Chase in 4 balls. TKR's lone flag bearer until then, Monroe, was out on 48, with Chase returning the favour to Bishop, TKR 76 for 4.
Thundered.
In danger of not even crossing 150, Pollard took matters onto his own bat, playing in equal parts brute force, the delicate touch for the early part of his stay. But his 5 sixes and 6 fours on his way to his first half-century this season painted the true nature of the knock. He was out for 65 at 147 for 5, but not before reclaiming pole position as a batsman with the most career T20 runs. However, that was the dismissal which killed any momentum as TKR closed on 175 for 6, losing by 36 runs. Ian Wace on CNC3 Sport.
Cricket highlights brought to you by JMMB. It's banking for real.
Thanks, Ian. Now, after TKR's third defeat in 4 matches, opener Colin Munro bemoaned the team's bowling performance, but isn't yet ready to give up on the team's title defence this season.
Obviously, we didn't bowl too well. I think Tim Seifert played an outstanding innings, but we didn't get hit in the areas that we wanted to. So we're probably chasing a few too many, but obviously it was tough conditions. Obviously it was wet from the rain, but yeah, we came out and we started well with the bat, and then when we lose 3 wickets in 1 over, it's always going to be hard to try and get momentum back. Still relatively early, but again, we haven't played good cricket. There's a number of reasons why, but yeah, it's not the lack of trying, it's just executing under pressure, and at the moment we haven't done that really well.
Munro pushed back on questions surrounding the squad's depth and did identify some positive areas at the end of an otherwise dull performance.
Young Toppin coming in for his first game, getting those nerves out of the way, he'll be better for it. The way Pollard batted, the way we started in the power play against a good team in the power play, their bowling power play has been really good this year, and so yeah, there's obviously the way Sonny bowled. Yeah, there's obviously positives, but we'll look at some of those negative areas and try and tidy those up before next game.
Now, despite the loss, Kyron Pollard's explosive innings produced a gigantic 6 that is our shot of the day.
On the roof. Anybody who's been in a Caribbean house with corrugated iron roof, when the mangoes fall from the trees, that's the exact sound. Pats!
And for the catch of the day, when it's nice, you do it twice. Joshua Bishop took twin grabs. His safe pairs of hands earns him tonight's catch of the day.
Catch of the day is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your idea of yes I can happens here.
Yeah, there it is, a little bit slower and into the surface, and the wicket comes. Silence here at the Queen's Park Oval. That's 3 wickets in the over. How quickly has this game changed? And it's that man again, Joshua Bishop.
Catch of the day is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your idea of yes I can happens here.
In basketball, Spartans defeated Maloney Pacers 95-72 in Game 1 of the North Zone League's Under-17 Finals at the Woodbrook Youth Facility on Tuesday, while coach KG Elite trashed UTT Patriots 82-49 in the Second Division Game 1 Finals.
The recent rivalry sparked between the Maloney Pacers and Spartans TT entered another chapter on Tuesday when the two faced off in Game 1 of the Under-17 Finals of the Lincoln Cripple Griffith North Zone Basketball League at the Woodbrook Youth Facility. Spartans came out aggressively, scoring their buckets and not giving Pacers a chance to get comfortable at the other end. Their unwavering full-court press saw them up 21-13 at the end of the first quarter, but Pacers broke the press in the second through St. Mary's teammates Giovanni Baker and Nkobe Ince's notable chemistry, cutting Spartans' lead to just 5 as they ended the half 40-35. The second half began with Spartans' Idris Martin setting the tone early with a quick 3. But Pacers' Jefferson Augustin came right back with a bucket of his own to keep them in contention. And it was working for a bit, until Martin struck again, hitting 3 after 3 to give Spartans a 67-58 lead heading into the crucial fourth. Martin shooting from beyond the arc inspired the rest of the Spartans team to start making their shots, allowing them to comfortably maintain their lead and claim Game 1 95-72. Martin top scored with an impressive 28 points. Meanwhile, in the second division Game 1 finals, Coach KG Elite conquered UTT Patriots 82-49, with Roald Strong leading the charge with 14 points, while Raynon Howard added 13. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
Thanks, Samaki. Now, internationally, Pogacar is one step closer to completing the set. Infantino is in more hot water, and the champions know their path. Paris Saint-Germain will play Barcelona, Manchester City and Aston Villa as part of their UEFA Champions League title defence. Today's draw for the 32-team league stage featured several marquee ties and also sees 2025-2026 runners-up Arsenal meeting Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund and Napoli. Record 15-time winners Real Madrid have Inter Milan, Roma and Leipzig among their 8 league stage opponents. Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Man City and City versus PSG are some other noteworthy matchups. Match day 1 of this season's Champions League is set to kick off between September 8th and the 10th. The 2026-2027 final will be hosted in Madrid at the Estadio Metropolitano on June 5th, 2027. Elsewhere in football news, UEFA is preparing criminal legal proceedings against FIFA President Gianni Infantino over the Italians' proposal to sell stakes in FIFA's tournaments to private investors. The proposal, revealed shortly after the 2026 World Cup, has since been binned following widespread backlash. The criminal case follows a meeting among key UEFA and European football stakeholders before today's Champions League draw. And Tadej Pogacar has continued his ride to a first ever Vuelta a España title, sprinting to another stage win at the end of the 110-mile 6th stage from Alcocerb to Castellón. The Czech rider beat Spaniard Enric Mas to the finish despite a minor skid on his way there. The win sees Pogacar to a 3-minute and 34-second overall lead, with Mas moving into second overall. Now a world beater sprints his way into tonight's Sport High.
Brazilian Alisson dos Santos ran to glory in the men's 400-meter hurdles in the 2026 Diamond League earlier today. Not content with just winning one of athletics' tougher events, dos Santos smashed the world record, crossing the line in 45.80 seconds, dethroning Norway's Christian Warholm's 45.94. So dos Santos, for changing the history books, you earn tonight's CNC3's Sport High.
Everyone's talking about that cricket game last night, and there's more cricket going on tomorrow here in Trinidad. Of course, we'll have an earlier newscast tomorrow starting at 6:30 p.m. to accommodate the CPL coverage.
Indeed.
All right, thank you so much, Jovan. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. But before we go, Jovan.
Yes, leading up to Independence Day, we've been asking, what does Trinidad and Tobago mean to you? Tonight, we're going back to the Queen's Park Oval, where we caught up with national under-19 cricketer Zachariah Mohammed.
To be Trini, being a Trini defines who I am. I mean, you can't go anywhere else in the world and see this kind of culture. Everyone mixing, everyone with one another like a family. That's how I describe Trini, like family.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. And we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's Food King. Stock up and save big on Clorox bleach, 3.79 liters for only $30.99. Swiss pasta cuts, 300 grams, 4 packs, just $18. Sweet Hand soybean oil, 1.5 liters, just $25. Flavor Right ice cream assorted, 3.2 liters, 2 tubs, now $84. Matux guava jam, 454 grams, 2 jars, just $25. Nestle milk full cream recon, all low fat, 1 liter, 2 packs for only $28. Country Pride flour all purpose, 2 kg, 2 packs, just $27. Caribbean parboiled rice, 9 kg for only $74.99. Minced chicken per pound, now $26.99. Fruitacool Kids 200 ml, only $60 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Prasad's The Food Cake. Sale end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Prasad's, we're here to stay. The Food King Prasad's.
Here's a look at tonight's regional roundup.
St. Lucia is preparing to launch its first underwater sculpture park, celebrating the island's rich history, culture, and heritage. The public can view the new collection during an exhibition this weekend before the pieces are installed at Canaries. Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire says the project, designed using ideas from local artists, will boost dive tourism, while allowing St. Lucians to define their own heritage to the world. Guyana's opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed was arrested and released on $100,000 bail following a high-speed maritime pursuit on the Demerara River. Joint security forces intercepted a go-fast vessel at an East Bank wharf Tuesday night, claiming officers saw a bag tossed overboard during the chase. Maritime authorities say the vessel was operating illegally without a license. Mohammed, who was returning from meeting survivors of the deadly MV Barima ferry disaster, denies wrongdoing, calling the arrest a politically motivated attempt to harass the opposition. Angelo Jedediah, CNC3 News.
All right, and returning to local news now, silent fireworks are winning support from the country's biggest fireworks providers, but not everyone is ready to give up the traditional bangs and booms of Independence Day celebrations.
Supporters say the move will be more considerate of animals and other sensitive groups, but others argue that noisy fireworks remain an important part of the Independence Day experience.
Jensen Levend reports.
The two largest fireworks providers in the country, Firepower and Fire One Fireworks, are in agreement with the government's decision to switch to silent fireworks at this year's Independence Day celebrations, along with a synchronized drone show. And while the government did not confirm which company was selected to provide the main attraction, logistics manager at Firepower Ashmead Ghani says they'll be the company behind the show, which he insists will be entertaining.
It's going to be different, there's no doubt about it. But from Firepower perspective, we are going to do our best to ensure that it looks spectacular and memorable.
Meanwhile, founder of Animal Defense Society, Delvin Gulja, says while the government's silent fireworks is welcomed, citizens remain free to be as loud as they want, and that needs to be addressed.
It is illegal, but it happens every year. We need to get it out of the hands of the public because it happens and it's going to go until about 4 in the morning. So I remember it happens in the next day as well. And then come Tuesday morning now, you're going to see a lot of dead animals on the road.
His position, however, was not supported by some, as Donnie Nandu and Asha Ali had this to say.
Even though the government doing the quiet one, they want the people to have the quiet one. What do you think about that?
No.
That's very true. So you don't care about the noise pollution?
Only one every year. Not 10 years, we want every year.
Some people want to complain because they had nothing to say. What about when them was young and them have it? So leave the other young people to get what them want now. Yes, you can make nice, you can hamburg some old people, but not the way how them want to complain about it.
Andre Abraham, director of Fire One Fireworks, says while the company previously used a mix of silent and traditional fireworks, it supports the move toward quieter displays as part of its corporate responsibility to ensure celebrations can be enjoyed by all sectors of society.
For years, the Zoological Society of Trinidad and Tobago called for, some might even say demanded, that the Independence Day celebrations have silent fireworks. That was to ensure the protection of its animals. That call was intensified in 2019 following the death of an 18-month-old red kangaroo named Joey who died from brain hemorrhaging. Meanwhile, the Police Service Media Ambassador ASP Owe Russell warns that selling or using fireworks without a permit is against the law. Russell adds that setting off fireworks outside of the allowed times without a permit carries a $450 fine. He stressed that all scratch bombs are banned no matter what time. Failure to adhere to that law can land you a $20,000 fine or imprisonment for up to 10 years. Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
Well, ahead of Independence Day, we ventured across the country asking citizens, what does TNT mean to you?
Here's what Jaheim Charles had to say.
It's a loving country.
Short but sweet. That's how we end our newscast this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rampali.
I'm Kijan Haynes.
I'm Jovan Ravello.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed. Good night.